once again, I want to tell you that I'm actually in the ferry, so you're going to hear some rumbling and stuff. There's not a lot I can do about that. I'm actually in a room where it's a lot louder, but there's not as many people being disturbed, so there we go. Also, you're probably wondering why I'm not posting any videos. It's because any videos I took are of those 360 videos I took, or those 360 degree videos. I think they get a better idea of what it looks like, what it feels like, what it's like to be at Emerald City Comic Con than it is for me to walk around and take small videos. But I'm going to do some videos today. I got the message from, I forget his name, as I was on the ferry back to Bremerton, so there wasn't a lot I could do, so I'm sorry about that. I will try to take videos today, though. This will be uploaded when I'm in Bremerton, so you're going to see this a little late and be like, why is he so late? And it's because my internet cell phone service is being really slow. I can't upload while I'm at the Emerald City Comic Con. Just so that you know. Sorry. I just ate breakfast. So let's move on. I arrived in Bremerton at like 11 something at night, and then I got up and it was barely light outside. So I had all of 5 hours of sleep, and I was just like, fine, I'll live with this so long as I can go to the show. And it was a beautiful morning, really. This is a great shot of the ferry, and I always try to get this shot, and with my new camera, I'm just like, wow, this is really pleasant. And that's going to be my breakfast every morning. And this is, apparently they're doing some demolition and stuff at the ferry in Seattle, so I saw this message and I was like, okay, I should take a picture of that. And this lady had a dog, so I took a picture of the dog, and she's like, hi. Oh, and I just realized she has a poop bag. Okay. And it was just a nice leisurely walk over to the Washington State Convention Center. This building was destroyed, and now a new building is being rebuilt. And I don't know why they built that weird little tower in the middle, but they do. And a lot of those buildings around Seattle have that tower. I don't know what it's for, it's just there. And I was really shocked to see a poke place. It's a food I loved from back in Hawaii, and I was just like, oh hey, poke! Though I found out later that everybody calls it pokey here. They're weird. And yeah, there's just a lot of construction going around here in town. And I tried to get shots as I walked to, I love this machine. It's a brilliant machine. It's just a vacuum that vacuums up little litter and stuff. And, you know, when I could see shots, I took them, and then I just kept on going. And then I was at the convention center, and I was like, okay, this is my destination. This lady has the coolest angel costume ever. You know, if you don't look, she'll move. And this is horrible lighting for these two, but I'm going to try to get a better shot of them. And I'm just going to... Oh, there we are. I found out that I'm allergic to something on the ferry ride, so I broke out into a rash. Blotches and all that stuff. It was actually a lot worse looking in person. And yeah, this is really funny. Like, don't they understand that Cthulhu doesn't care about your race? Like, literally, he will destroy us all, so why does he care about fascists? He is the ultimate fascist. He doesn't care about us at all. That's us fixing some machines, or that's Chris anyway, fixing a machine. And, oh, there's a nice little bit of costuming. And you don't see this on the mom, but she's got the same antlers as the little girl. And I asked them what their costume was for, and they were like, we just felt like dressing up. So I was like, okay, cool. And so and I'm going to post a little video a little later about, you know, just cosplayers in natural settings. And I just thought this was a cool thing. I told them, just continue what you're doing, I'm going to take a picture. And they're like, oh, okay. And they kind of laughed at it. And then I went to lunch. Basically we fixed everything we could. And then I just kind of stood outside and went, hey, you should go into the arcade. You should go into the arcade. You know what you should do? You should go into this room. Hey, get this. This room is a time machine. If you walk into it, it's the 1980s. And people would walk in and be like, you're right, it is. I'm coming back. So that was a really cool thing. And eventually I got kind of tired because my voice got tired. You'll hear some raspiness now. And I just kept on going. So I was told go to lunch at around noon. So I went to Subway, and it was the 6-inch meal, pretty cheap, and I enjoyed it. And I found out that I'm actually saving a bit of money here. And, you know, on the walk back, it was just this beautiful, beautiful day, so I took a lot of pictures. Oh, look at this alleyway. Nice. And this is a great story. See that girl with holding the pizza? She's about to give that guy a pizza. Really? See? Now, if you look back, you'll see that his sign says change helps, and that's why I took the picture. And I didn't realize she was about to do that, so I was really amazed. And this woman is doing the splits while riding up the escalator. So I was like, hey, pose, I'll take the picture. I thought it was so cool. And I love the scythe, so I took a picture of her. I guess she's a Shinigami of some kind. I was literally just standing there telling people to go in, and if I saw a cool costume, I just went, hey, can I take a picture? And they don't know what they're dressed as, and I can see, he's supposed to be Jon Snow. So now you know why Jon Snow doesn't know who his mom is. He'd rather not admit it. And oh my gosh, that baby was so cute. He looks like a hobbit. He does. I mean, I just watched Lord of the Rings, so, you know, he looks like a hobbit. So I was like, oh, can I take a picture? And they were like, yes. And this is basically my view. I just watched other people play games and go up the escalator. And if I could, I'd divert them into the arcade. That was my day. I just kind of stood there and told people to go in. And people would come in with the coolest costumes. There's Hurt Girl, oh, I forget her name, Awesome Batman, and I don't know what the woman in the middle is supposed to be, but it was just a lot of cool people. They actually went in and they were like, oh, okay, yeah, arcade, that's awesome. And this group right here, people kept on joining in to get more pictures. So by the time they were done, they were covering the entire hallway, and I couldn't get anybody to go in because they were all trying to join in on these pictures. So the Cinderella in the middle, she actually talked to me about it, and she said, I can't actually sit on a chair because if I lean back, all of the weight on my dress actually will lean back. And there's kind of a formation there, and so you're gonna kind of look up her dress while she can't move. And so she's like, yeah, I can't sit on a chair, so I've got to stand everywhere. And the Maleficent was actually on the ferry with me, and Cruella de Vil, her kids are in the arcade. They're not leaving anytime soon, so she's just walking around grabbing food and stuff. And I thought this was just an excellent picture. If you look at it from an anthropological point of view, you can see the concept of blah blah blah. That they're trying to evoke the image of this character. They actually love the character so much they sort of want to become them. They know that they're not that character, but they can become that character for moments and for other people. For instance, when Cinderella saw a little boy, she actually got down on her knees, like the pose she's doing right now, and she talked to the little boy like she was a fairy princess. And the little boy was just so enamored with it that, you know, the moment was there. It was a Disneyland moment, and that's what she wanted, and she got it. And this is a happy couple, you know. I wouldn't recommend kissing her while she's got her mouth open like that, but what do I know? It's the Stranger Things. I thought this was a really cool costume, and I never actually saw the face of the woman, so I'm kind of looking forward to today to see what it looks like. And this is Star, and Star is dressed up. She's dressed like a star, so she's all bright and stuff. And I don't know what she's servicing, so I'm not going to comment on that. Her owner was really cool, and we talked about retro games, and I told him about all the shows while he was playing Donkey Kong. So that was really cool. And this was on my way out. Yeah, this is a little slideshow. Sorry. And this guy has been walking around everywhere, and honestly, I don't know what he's supposed to be, but it's pretty cool. So I took a picture of him. I told him just do what you're doing. This is going to be a video later. Is going to be what it's like to be a cosplayer, and I interviewed them and I talked to them and stuff to talk about cosplaying and why they do it and stuff. And my walk back from the trip. I actually got to go hang out with the minions a bit, and that was really cool. You know, all the people there and how we talked about stuff. But I eventually had to go, and the walk back was excellent. Great shots. This is actually my favorite alleyway of the entire Seattle area. And yes. And just on the ferry, I saw cool things. So, you know, I saw this guy found this in the convention, and then there's Maleficent, and they're just chatting with each other. They're just having an ordinary time. And I told them what I was doing. They were like, "Oh, do we have to pose?" I was like, "No, don't smile. Just do as you were doing." And they're like, "Oh, okay. This is weird." And Maleficent actually gave me her card because she's smart. So that was pretty much my day. This is the next morning. This is this morning. And I had a really good time, and I've realized I need to write something about cosplaying and stuff like that. So I will catch you all later.